Usyk is a different individual altogether. He believes in the Almighty, so do I. And, we're men of faith, so we just do what we do. That's it.
Yeah, they're obviously alluding towards the stoppage and your thoughts. I know, how much you want to go into it or not. But I guess now you have had time to digest it, and everyone's been talking about it. There's so many opinions here and there. How disappointed are you? How disappointed was you as you sort of touch on there with the stoppage?
Well, I can only talk facts and truth, which I'm going to speak.
Yeah.
So I spoke to Mark Lyson at the airport because he was on the same flight. Mm-hmm. So rather than conjecture and conspiracy theories, I approached him about it. Mm-hmm. And I said, why did you stop that fight when it was at the end? Mm-hmm. I said, the bell had sounded. He's on his feet. Usyk throwing punches, but missing. Rico throwed one punch back and missed. So I said, the bell's gone, and you've jumped in and waved it off, rather than stopping the engagement and sending him back to the corner.
Because everyone watching that fight, for the most part, had Rico Verhoeven winning that fight. But what happened in the 11th round, Usyk leaned on the experience, and we saw why he's one of the greatest boxers of his generation, if not the best heavyweight of all time, because what he did in the 11th round was drop him with a beautiful display. Backed up, 1-2, uppercut, stepped out of range, boom, uppercut again. Rico fell down to his knees, head first through the ring ropes, and he was down. Nice angle, good footwork by Usyk, steps back. Oh! Drops him! Steps back, uppercut. Rico falls forward through the ropes onto his knees. But he wasn't out. He got back. He saw the 8 count. The fight continued. He heard the clapper, the 10 seconds left to go. He covered up. He blocked all the shots. And the referee steps in and stops the fight. 1-2 from Usyk. He's going for the finish. Rico's in the corner taking shots. And again, more. And that's the end of the round. Referee stops the fight.
Same thing with Francis. The boxing media, the boxing fans said he had no chance. It was a sham of a fight. All this, he's going to roll right through him. You can't just walk in. Where did this guy come from? He's a debutante. He's an amateur. And I still maintain till this day that Francis Ngannou won that fight. At least in the Francis fight, he was allowed to go the distance. At least he was afforded that respect. Rico wasn't afforded that respect. In case you missed it, the fight is stopped with 1 second left in the 11th round. But in reality, if you actually watch it, and I've watched every single video, every single angle, it was seconds after the 11th round was over. Ding, ding, ding. And then it stopped. And it wasn't like, stopped in between rounds. No. It was stopped maybe because the ref didn't hear it, or maybe because he's incompetent. I don't know. Mark Lyson is his name. It was an absolute awful, awful, awful stoppage. They showed us the scorecards. 2 judges had it tied going into the...
Now that the fight between Oleksandr Usyk and Rico Verhoeven is over, attention has shifted back to everything experts predicted before they finally stepped into the ring. Some believed Usyk's speed, timing, and elite boxing experience would completely control the fight, while others felt Rico's size, pressure, and physical strength could create serious problems early on if he managed to land clean. In the end, fans were left comparing those predictions to what actually happened once the action unfolded. After spending time inside Oleksandr Usyk's training camp, Lewis Williams sounded fully convinced that Usyk was prepared for the challenge Rico brought. Williams explained that the biggest thing that stood out was how sharp and focused Usyk looked throughout camp. He described the sessions as extremely intense with non-stop rounds, constant adjustments, and a very high level of discipline. More than anything, Williams said Usyk already looked like a fighter operating on an all-time great level, and believed the Ukrainian had cemented himself among boxing's elite.